Look, niggas get shot to start the hide, and when my niggas got shot, we started. Look, niggas get shot to start the hide, and when my niggas got shot, we started sliding. Biggie BK provoked the violence. Big Dicky G just broke in silence. I load the 30 shot with hollows. I bet a nigga back up off me. I give a sexy mama do say, I better make her match my horny. They know love got a sturdy 30, and I got my own, so you know I'm never worried. You know gang got the summer hot, Baby, that structure, we legendary. I said, baby, that structure, swag. I cannot stop till I touch your bag. I just might tuck a stack. Fuck up a 20 and double back. I put that double G up on my teeth. Make her marry for the jean. Mike Jack glove, coolin' with a treat. Make her toast to Billie Jean. Shit get explicit. I'm still making movies. I've been making movies since a teen. My side's wicked. I'm a Brooklyn nigga. I don't really know the in between. Let's start different. I'm a Brooklyn nigga. That's a fact. My Mary's on feeling wavy. Rock my gray bottom to the back. When I'm in my bag, I got a sexy mama. She attractive. Help a nigga cool back. It get harder when you living fast. It be hard for niggas to relax. My brother got all of his jewelry on. He look like a stain, so he keep a strap. Baby, I'm held it. G5 a medallion. I need a presidential rollie. Brand new drip made by Italians. And it's runs up in my blunt. If it ain't act, it ain't nothing in my cup. I put that double G up on my teeth. Make her marry for the jean. Mike Jack glove, coolin' with a treat. Make her toast to Billie Jean. Shit get explicit. I'm still making movies. I've been making movies since a teen. My side's wicked. I'm a Brooklyn nigga. I don't really know the in between. Let's start different. I'm a Brooklyn nigga. That's a fact. My Mary's on feeling wavy. Rock my gray bottom to the back. When I'm in my bag, I got a sexy mama. She attractive. Help a nigga cool back. It get harder when you living fast. It be hard for niggas to relax. That's what, look, like, that's why. I don't need a perk to kill a nigga. When we off the yerkies in this bitch, like, still got a 30 in his clip. I'm super sturdy when it's lit. That's what, look, like, that's why. I don't need a perk to kill a nigga. When we off the yerkies in this bitch, like, still got a 30 in his clip. I'm super sturdy when it's lit. And we were just passing off for 6. Like, now as you eat back, it's hella lit. All of the jewelry in this bitch. I'm in my glory in this bitch. I was on the corner selling nicks. Yeah, I was shopping 2 for 10s. Tryna cop me a mansion in this bitch. Like, cause your QB lemon in that shit. I was posted up with it by the laundromat. Tryna lower prices, you can't bargain that. We got handguns, rifles, we got all of that. Police taking towers, you can't call us back. They be tracing calls, we can meet in person if you talking stack. You see me in person, know I'm toting that. All my ops, they fans don't get no autographs.
You see me in person, know I'm toting that. Been like that way before the rap. Now I'm Dio sagging in a Gucci jacket, but I still get dirty up in all of that. We got Ruger 9s, we got all of that. FNs, I just ordered that. Only fucked her once and I ain't call her back. I'm a broke bum nigga, all of that. That's the type of shit that she was saying. Made 100K up off the wagon. Niggas think I'm capping, I ain't never playing. Remember all the nights when I was devastated. Had to step it up, had to elevate it. I could feel it when a nigga hating. Get money, niggas gotta take this. They lock the door, they know I'ma break it. And we still move with choppers. Send a nigga to the doctor. He fake, he an imposter. He an actor, need an Oscar. Still got a lot of top shots. Shoulda go block him. All let's do it like Walker. Make a move, nigga pop him.
I don't need a perk to kill a nigga. When we off the yerkies in this bitch, like, still got a 30 in his clip. I'm super sturdy when it's lit. And we were just passing off for 6. Like, now as you eat back, it's hella lit. All of the jewelry in this bitch. I'm in my glory in this bitch. I was on the corner selling nicks. Yeah, I was shopping 2 for 10s. Tryna cop me a mansion in this bitch. Like, cause your QB lemon in that shit. Still got a 30 in this clip. We was wearing Pumas cause we had to. Now I'm Rose sipping, Dior stepping, $1,800 Louis back to hold my check. 100 bitches, only structured niggas in my section. Whoa! And I got lover on the jail line, hearing about the street shit. It don't make him feel fine, but he see I'm motivated. He know I'm gon' still shine. Gave his lawyer my number, just hit me when it's bill time. Whoa! And they got Pop sitting up. That's my brother, swear his uncle used to treat me like a son. And these niggas think they shooters, I've been doing this since young. They know it's Bando Jordan. Might switch to foreign when it's born. My vocabulary, they think I'm reading the thesaurus. I can't get no warnings. This Glock I gotta know, don't need a dictionary. You niggas just retarded. If it's up, then it's stuck with them. Put my shooters on a hunt for them. Circle on that block for a month for them. And guns, we got enough for them. And these niggas not tough enough. Spooky shit I said should've stuck. To the GLA, CLA when we coming through the strip. And these bands got these bitches trying to show me how they get. Fucking fans off the gram and the yams got me lit. Like couple bands, we in France with my baby in that drip. And my baby, that's my young one. And for him, I keep it 30, I don't know where these niggas might come from. Put that on Sunshine. Why these goofy niggas talking like they shooters when they know they never done? And my niggas doing jail time. And my uncle got a murder in the third, so you know he facing real time. Shooter just did 5. If I call him, what's the word? Time to purge, Louis Fina just to still slide. She see the frames of the bodies. She know she a lag, but she moving like a Barbie. I'ma make a move when she pull up to the party. I bust a dance like hit her licking, bust rush money dance like I'm Bobby. Shorty said she tryna ride like a Kawasaki, cause she see I got a collage of that Versace, Louis V on my team, Minaj and that Givenchy. She see the frames of the bodies. She know she a lag, but she moving like a Barbie. I'ma make a move when she pull up to the party. I bust a dance like hit her licking, bust rush money dance like I'm Bobby. Shorty said she tryna ride like a Kawasaki, cause she see I got a collage of that Versace, Louis V on my team, Minaj and that Givenchy. She see the frame, those the bodies. She know she a lag, but she moving like a Barbie. I'ma make a move when she pull up to the, cause she see I got a collage of that Versace. She see the frame, those the bodies. I know she a lag, but she moving like a Barbie. I'ma make a move when she pull up to the, I should really dance like I'm Bob, like I'm Bob.
Fuck with you, jagged boy, fuck with you, claiming. Soon as they ready, they fly out the nation. Make a real move in the spot to be taken. Make a real move in the game. We gon' put them in motion. Bullets go rubber it down like it's lotion. Wrong soon, no niggas know what I'm doing. Roll up a blunt in the gas that I'm smoking. I cannot wait till we catch when we get them. Leaving the Buick, I hop out the Civic. Niggas too slow, but them niggas not with it. Choppers too big, we gon' aim at his fitted. Gang, bang.
When I'm training for professional competitions, men and women always ask me for advice. To women, I say push yourself harder than you ever have before and go beyond your comfort zone. Focus on your goals. Men, if I am willing to push myself to become Mr. Olympia in 2022, then I only have one thing to say to you. Bring your A game.
Here we go again.
What's going on, world? What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on Sheepstay Sleep TV. Shout out to everybody who support the platform, man. Much love. I appreciate all the love and the support. Salute to everybody that's in the building right now. And if you tuned in, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in, family. Make sure you hit the like button, man. Make sure you hit the like button. After you hit the like button, make sure you share the show. Share it on your community tab, your Discord server, Twitter, anywhere that you share videos. Make sure you share the stream. It's very important that we share this stream, man. If this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I drop some new content right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to the masculine mercenaries, man. Shout out to the masculine mercenaries. And last but definitely not least, make sure you financially support the show. Make sure you financially support the show. You can do so by going to CashApp $SHEEPSTAYSLEEPTV. That's CashApp $SHEEPSTAYSLEEPTV is where you can go to financially support the show. It is in your top left-hand corner at any time. Make sure you financially support the show. Make sure you financially support the show. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in right now. And we back with another one right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. But before we get into it, make sure y'all go and check out this week's Comedy Hour episode 36. If y'all missed it, just go to the playlist section of my channel, go to the Comedy Hour, and you'll see episodes 1 through 36. Some of them are missing. We missed a couple of weeks, but want to catch up on any episodes of the Comedy Hour, just go to the playlist section and you can catch up on every episode. You can also do this go to my playlist section. Let me repeat that. If you have not, or if you have missed any content, or if you need to catch up on anything dealing with the Comedy Hour, just go to my Comedy Hour playlist. And you could do the same thing for the XLV content. So if you need to just catch up on any content, you can go to either one of those playlists. I also have other playlists where you can catch some of my content from back in 2017 and even before that. So just check my playlist section out if you want to catch up on any content. Once again, shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you like the stream. Make sure you share the video. Make sure you share the stream, man. We're going to get into it. Y'all see today's show. Crime is a profession. It is not a hobby. Crime is not a hobby. I need men to understand this, because a lot of men in the space that we call the black manosphere, they have an infatuation with bottom shelf brads. They have a infatuation with Pookies, Ray Rays, Maggles, and Daggles, right? And it's because they really don't understand crime. They don't understand that. They think that crime is only relegated to Pookie, to Ray Ray, to bottom shelf Brad, to the Maggles and Daggles. This is why when you hear them speak on Maggles, Daggles, Pookies, and Ray Rays, and bonquishas and all of that, right? They automatically put them in a category of a criminal or a person who would commit crime. And that is one of the furthest things from the truth. See, I need brothers to understand that there's plenty of people in the hood, if you didn't grow up in the hood, that don't commit crime. There's actually more civilians in the hood than criminals. You see? See, what I want brothers to understand today, based on this 10 life value system, right? You have, and we're going to go through the 10. And we're going to continue to do this because I need brothers to really grasp this 10 life value system. I know I've been speaking about it, but I don't think y'all get it yet. And the reason why I feel like y'all don't get it yet is because this space is taken up with more bullshit than real shit. That is the problem. This space is more congested with bullshit than real shit. So here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV, we are going to continue to push men having a value system. Okay? And our first value, men, is our spiritual value. Who you are. Okay? So before you're able to buy a car, before you're able to go out and get a job, you need to figure out who you are. Spiritual value is number one. What do you believe in? Your character. That's important. That's number one. That's number one. And then secondly is your health. A man's health value. That is number two. Then we have family value. After your family value, we have appearance value. Then we have our dwelling value. Those are the internal 5 of the 10 life values. These 5 are the building blocks of a man. Here is where a man is made, and here is where a man is broken. So a man is not broken because of his money being taken away from him. A man should not be broken because of a job being taken away from him. You see, your manhood is cultivated in your spiritual value, your health value, your family value, your appearance value, and your dwelling value. You see? And after you've got those staying together, now you can be mobile. Now you can move around. This is mobility. Now we can be a community of men. See, that's mobility. That's the 6th value. After that is education. Education. How educated are you? Education is important, but education will not matter or will not be effective to a man if he doesn't know where he come from. If he don't know who he is, education won't be as important to him. If he doesn't feel he comes from a good family, he's not going to care about his education. You see why education is one of the external 5 life values and not the internal? It's one of your external. Because, see, this is where we get the coon or the sellout from. It comes from somebody who's educated, right? But don't know who they are. Don't understand their ancestry and their importance to their family. That's what makes a sellout. That is what a sellout is. Just a man who's hell bent on the external 5 of this 10 life value system. That's what it is. So today, we're going to be talking about profession, which is what? The 8th life value. Because profession comes after education. And this is where crime lies. Why do you think they say the best criminals are the smart ones? Or the greatest criminals never get caught because they're smart. They're educated. Because education and profession goes hand in hand. This is why they tell you to go to school so you can become something in life. When they tell you that as a child, they're speaking on profession. You don't go to school and become a man in life. They're talking about profession, a career. This is what they're talking about. You go to school so you can have a profession. You can have an occupation. You see? And I want brothers to understand that crime is a profession. Crime is a profession. Crime is not a hobby. Crime is not something people run around and do when they're bored. That is not crime. Okay? It's a profession. It is something people do as a job. People commit crimes to feed themselves and to feed their families. I need y'all to understand this. Now, I know y'all probably thinking, well, DS1, how you gonna sit here and make excuses for Pookie and Ray Ray? Shout out to the Crimson Cure. I appreciate you, sweetheart. She says support my interests. I appreciate you. We gonna break down why Pookie and Ray Ray chose crime as their occupation. Let's get into it. Now, we know, or like we just established and been establishing, right, that the internal 5 of the 10 life values spiritual, health, family, appearance, and dwelling is the building blocks of a man. With these 5 values, this is where a man is made and where a man is broken. Right? So Pookie and Ray Ray picks crime as their occupation because they have a problem with dwelling. They have a dwelling issue. See, this is why I did the stream Is Hell Where You Dwell? Y'all make sure y'all go and check that out. Because when you're coming out of poor living conditions, the people, right? The people that are around and who are dwelling in these same conditions, it's like y'all are all hostages. See, when you growing up in the hood, when you growing up in the projects, when you're growing up in low income housing, y'all are hostages, man. Y'all think that y'all are residents, but y'all are really hostages. You see? Y'all are hostages, man. We're in an environment that isn't conducive to proper development. See, this is all scientific. It's science. You put an animal in a certain environment, it's going to change based on its environment. So this is a dwelling issue when you're talking about Pookie and Ray Ray. This is a family issue when you're talking about Pookie and Ray Ray and why they commit crime and why is crime their occupation. See, we always got to go back to the internal 5 to find the breakdown in a man. You see? If you want to find out this man got his money right, this man is educated, this man can move around, he could go wherever he want to go. What is his issue? You can always go back to those internal 5 and find the problem. And the reason why Pookie and Ray Ray commit crime is because they come from poor families and poor living conditions. So an environment like the projects, it's going to produce criminals. It's going to produce a hostile environment where people are sitting and living on top of each other, struggling to eat, always walking around high strung because you got to protect yourself. It's going to create a criminal. And you can put anyone in that environment and it will create a criminal. Look at MGK, the rapper, Machine Gun Kelly. He's a Caucasian man, but he grew up in the slums like Pookie and Ray Ray. What you'll call MGK is a bottom shelf Brad. But MGK was a criminal at one point. At one point, crime was his occupation. And it is because of he came from a poor family, which catered to him having poor living conditions, coming from a poor environment. Eminem, same thing. Same thing. So you can put anybody in poor living conditions and you'll get a criminal. You'll get a person who sees crime as their only way out. This is what made our revolutionaries who they were. Due to living conditions. If me and my homeboys can't get up every day and eat because my mama can't feed us, and the little bit my mama feed us, she don't even eat. So what do you think that's going to produce? When scientists put mice, and shout out to Nicole Ali, the scientist, right? She even said if I change their environment and make the environment more destitute, it's going to make the mice behave and adapt to what they're around. So if you're around destitution, poverty, it's going to produce violence. It's going to produce anger, rage, aggression. Just try it with an animal. Try it with a pet. Keep your dog locked somewhere in the dark, in a basement somewhere for a couple of months and see if they won't be aggressive when you walk your ass in that basement. They might try to kill you. So when men get into crime, that is just a direct result of their environment and their family situation, their family value and their dwelling value. And what brothers is really trying to do, they just trying to make their family be happy. They want to see everybody happy. They don't want to see their mama going to sleep crying every night because she can't eat, because she hungry. Tupac talked about it. How when he got out in the streets, and even though his mama didn't approve of him being a thug, he used to put money in her mailbox. Tupac talked about it. He used to put money in his mama mailbox, even though she didn't approve of him doing what he was doing. But he was doing it for her. He was doing it for the family. He was doing it for the family. So we don't have to suffer no more. That's what this was about. Crime is a profession. It's an occupation. It's not a hobby. It's not something people do when they're bored. It's for money. It is to actually get yourself into a better place. Look at the mafia. The mafia created an organization to protect their people while they were in their country, in Italy and in Sicily. They created an organization to protect the culture of where they were from. The mafia was never built on crime. It was built on men coming together and organizing out of what? coming out of what? Poor families and poor living conditions. All you got to do is go back and watch Mobsters. They tell you how it started in Mobsters, not The Godfather, not Casino. Go watch the movie Mobsters. Mobsters came out before all of them. See, because Mobsters show you how the commission came together. You see? But they showed it only from one city or one state that was doing it, which was New York. That's what they're showing you in that movie. They're showing you Lucky before he got around Bugsy. See, they all was poor. They all was poor, living in New York, and they met each other and developed a brotherhood coming out of poverty. This is how their brotherhood was developed. They all were poor. Frank Costello was poor. Bugsy Siegel was poor. Maya Lansky was poor. And so was Lucky Luciano. They were all poor and they met each other in the streets because they used to go out and steal and do little things because their families were poor. You see? Crime is a profession. It's not a hobby. It's a occupation. It's not, oh, well, I like to hear glass break, so I'ma just run around and see, that's a criminal act, but that is not a criminal who's doing it. People who run around and break windows, and that's not a criminal, man. That's not a criminal. That's not a criminal. And we have to understand that. Crime is what the mafia is. That's crime. Professional. These are professional people. They come and pick your garbage up every day. That's the mafia. In case you didn't know. What's going on, Rick's Mace? You said, can you come up on a panel? It's not an open panel, bro. Tune in Saturday, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. That's when I have open panels, bro. During the week, solo dolo. But I appreciate you tuning in, Rick's Mace. Appreciate you. I know exactly who you are. Appreciate you. But only on Saturdays we do open panels, bro. I don't do panels during the week. But we need to understand why men choose crime as a profession. Why? When you hear guys say, well, my family, I grew up in this shit. My family, he's letting you know that he comes from a impoverished family. He's letting you know he comes from a family that is actually broken, a family that don't value family, a family that don't have a value system that has ever been employed. This is why the professionals in his family are criminals. This is why you hear this. It's not because they lazy and they just don't want to do nothing. Who gets lazy and want to kill people for a living? That doesn't make any sense. Y'all dudes need to stop getting up here and saying stupid stuff. Nobody gets bored and want to rob people's houses. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make logical sense. Because if you're lazy, if you got to rob someone's house, that's actually putting in work. So how would you be lazy and go commit a robbery? That's stupid. Stop saying stupid shit like that. And as men, we need to stop saying stupid shit on here. Don't sit here and say, oh, these Pookies and Ray Rays is lazy. All they want to do is sell drugs. If he was lazy, why the fuck would he sell drugs? If he was lazy, why would he sell anything? Like, listen to what you saying. Oh, he lazy. All he want to do is rob people. What? You know how much work it take to rob somebody? What are you talking about? He lazy. All he want to do is sell crack. Huh? If he was lazy, he would have stayed his ass in the bed. What do you mean he lazy? That's why he sell crack. That don't even make any sense. He got to run from the police. He got to shoot at people so he don't die. Where's the lazy shit in that at? He got to wake up at the crack of dawn. So he don't let the other workers get that morning rush. How the fuck is that lazy? Where's the laziness in that? That sounds like a job to me. If I gotta wake up 4:30 in the morning because the dope fiends who go to work need they fix, so I gotta be outside 3:30 in the morning. That sound like a goddamn graveyard job to me. That don't sound like a nigga being lazy. I gotta make sure my drugs is packaged nicely so the fiend will want to buy it. Because if I got crack and shit and got holes and shit in the bag, the fiend ain't gonna want to buy it. That's called presentation. Isn't that part of one of the 4 P's of marketing? Huh? Isn't presentation one of the 4 P's of marketing? Huh? I'm listening. Somebody correct me when I'm wrong. Somebody stop me when I'm wrong. Shout out to Gold Professor. Salute. He say money for the plate. Appreciate you. Peace to the God. But that don't sound like somebody being lazy to me. Robbing ain't easy. Selling drugs ain't easy. It'd be much easier if I could just lay my ass in my bed all day and play my game. But no, I get up and I get outside and go to my job. You know where I work at? I work in the hallway. That's where I work at. I work in the hallway. That's my place of business. That's my place of business. See, you got to understand crime is a profession. Being a criminal is an occupation. It's a job. It's not something that anybody can just do. You know, anybody just can't commit crime and be good at it and see some benefit from it. See, you could do some stupid shit that can be considered a criminal act, but that don't mean you're a criminal. You see? That's why you see our hashtag professionals, because when you're a professional criminal, you at the upper echelon of things. You see? And one of the things that a lot of the high-level criminals do is they point the finger to the low-level ones and try to make everybody believe that that's what crime is. And they've made you Negroes on here believe that crime is relegated to Pookie and Ray Ray. So you forget about the Tom Dubois type of character that's running around robbing Citibank every day. We're not going to talk about how these banks come into black neighborhoods and buy the whole neighborhood out. And push them out the neighborhood economically by putting a bunch of high price bullshit around them and raising their rent. That's not criminal? Oh, that's not criminal. No, DS1, that's business. Just like a criminal would say. See, what y'all got to understand is business, like everything, starts at home. Business start at home. Why you think the mafia is a family business? That's what the mafia is. The mafia is a family business. And their business is built on what? Their spiritual beliefs. It's built on their spiritual beliefs. Spiritual value, health value, family value. Family. The mafia is a family business that is ran on spiritual value. Omerta. Spiritual value, which automatically connects them to the money. Because no matter what type of spirit you're operating in, you can always receive physical benefits from operating in the spirit, whether it's good or bad. You see? So understand what crime is when you talk about it. Okay? Do some thinking for yourself. You can't claim to be an intellectual, but you're constantly regurgitating talking points. You have to know how to take a talking point, internalize it, and make it make sense and be able to teach it to people in a simple way. That is what intellectualism is. And a lot of these dudes are not intellectuals because all they do is know how to regurgitate. Regurgitation is not intellectualism. Being able to remember something don't mean you're intellectual. That means you're smart. You see? And that's what a lot of these dudes are. They're just smart. So they say dumb shit like Pookie and Ray Ray are lazy. That's why they commit crime. Try carrying your homeboy when he drunk, nigga. So imagine dragging a corpse. You can't even pick your man up and he drunk. So imagine a dead body. And I'm not saying I drug a dead body. Let's get that clear, YouTube. Let me go ahead and clear that up. But that's just an example. When your man stretched out drunk on New Year's, you can't even pick him up off the floor. How you gonna drag a dead body? But Pookie and Ray Ray is lazy. That's why they commit crime. Pookie and Ray Ray is lazy. That's why they rob people. You ever strong arm rob somebody? You ever robbed anybody, period? That ain't something easy, nigga. You think every time you run up on somebody and rob them, they just gonna give it up? You think it ain't gonna be no tussle? That nigga went to work today. He had to rob 5 people. And it wasn't easy. He got a busted lip. He got stabbed. He got all types of war wounds. Oh, but they lazy. That's why they commit crime. Shut up. You sound like a goddamn fool. Crime is an occupation. It is part of the professional value of the 10 life value system. That is where crime lies. Crime is not a hobby, fool. Broke people commit crime because they trying to make money. Okay, fool? Women are out here prostituting for money, you fool. It's a occupation. Why you think they trying to legalize prostitution right now in New York City? And I'm going to tell you the real reason why they trying to legalize it in New York. The real reason why they trying to legalize prostitution in New York is because all the goddamn police officers like fucking hoes. The precinct in my goddamn neighborhood, the cops is known for fucking all the crackheads and dope fiends. The crackheads and the dope fiends know a lot of these police officers by first name. That's why they trying to legalize it in New York. You know how many police officers done burnt these prostitutes, gave them diseases and all that type of shit? That's why they trying to legalize the shit in New York. That's an occupation, fool. Prostitution is an occupation. It's a profession, fool. So what do you think being a bank robber is? What do you think being a bank robber is? It's a profession. It's not something you do because you Pookie and you Ray Ray. Shut your goofy ass up. I'm talking that dumb shit in this space. You old niggas need to stop talking dumb shit. Because you jealous of young dudes. Because you can't do what we do no more. Cut that shit out. Saying stupid shit. Because some of the old niggas you looked up to committed crime too. So shut up. Shut up, nigga. Don't sit here and demonize us young black men, but then talk about you looked up to Malcolm X, nigga. Don't tell me you looked up to Clarence the 13X, but then you gonna discount us young black men today. Shut up, goofy. Because them niggas was considered criminals. Because their occupation was crime at one point. So don't hold them up in high regard, but then discount us and throw us under the goddamn bus. Understand what crime is. Because at one point, your favorite revolutionary that you like to parrot, that was his occupation. It was never a hobby. Malcolm wasn't a pimp because of his hobbies. All right? Clarence the 13X wasn't a soldier because that was his hobby. Fred Hampton wasn't who he was because of his goddamn hobbies, nigga. That was their occupation because they come from a poor family and poor living conditions. So shout out to Pookie and Ray Ray. Shout out to Malcolm X. Shout out to Khalid Muhammad. Shout out to Larry Hoover, Jeff Ford. Shout out to him. Shout out to all the men. Shout out to Fred Hampton, Bobby Seale, Huey P. Newton. Shout out to the men. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. I appreciate y'all tuning into today's show. I appreciate you. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Shout out to my man, Sir Ism. Shout out to Sir Ism, man. I appreciate you, my brother. Salute to you, man, for hitting that cash station, Jack. Appreciate you, player. Red Scorpio said, can you put that on your resume? Put what on your resume? Put what on your resume? Can put what on your resume? I hope you're not asking the question I think you asking, because if you are, you might need to go back and watch the beginning of the stream, because you might be a little lost, bro. Shout out to Young Manhood in the building. Shout out to James Kills. Peace to the God. Torrance V. Jervis Horton, salute. Thanks for tuning in. That's a fact, Young Manhood. That is what it is at the end of the day. They're just looking for people to hate or blame. It's a fact. But if you asking, could you put you a Pookie or a Ray Ray on your resume? Come on, man. Come on, man. We ain't gonna ask rhetorical questions. We passed that. We passed that. But yeah, you might have to catch the playback, bro, because you probably caught me in the middle of making a point and you a little lost. You feel me? So I ain't gonna charge you up, bro. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you tuning in too, Red Scorpio, because I know who you are. I know you are you a known dude in the space. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate your support. So you might have to catch the playback when I end the stream and I upload it so you could understand what I'm saying in its entirety, because you probably caught me in the middle of making a point. So you kind of lost. You probably saw the title and then came in while I'm making a point, and then you like, well, what that got to do with the topic? You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's all love, Red Scorpio. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, bro. Because I know you always come. You always come in peace, bro. I understand. That happens, bro. You know what I'm saying? I figured that's what it was, bro. So just catch the playback. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Much love, man. Much love. Shout out to everybody who donated. If you donated, I appreciate all the love and the support. Shout out to the masculine mercenaries. Shout out to the masculine mercenaries. And as y'all brothers know, as everyone knows who's tuned in, as y'all know, this episode has been sponsored by A-Game. A-Game, a herbal male solution. A herbal male solution. Now, brothers, this product is not just a product. It's a product that comes from our 10 life value system. Shout out to the Dr. Spencer Holman. Shout out to the whole A Game team. But this product was specifically put together for men to help us with our health, our overall health. Remember, brothers, health value is the second value. After your spiritual, you got to deal with your health. This is a approved product. Get down in the description box, brothers. Get on this A-game lifestyle, man. This is a lifestyle. I've been on this A-game lifestyle for a while now. And trust me, it's working. Trust me, man. So for your overall health, get down in the description box, click the link, and at your checkout, type in promo code SHEEP and the number 10. That's SHEEP and the number 10 for 10% off on your purchase. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Much love. Shout out to the masculine mercenaries. And we gonna catch y'all later. Peace.
When I'm training for professional competitions, men and women always ask me for advice. To women, I say push yourself harder than you ever have before and go beyond your comfort zone. Focus on your goals. Men, if I am willing to push myself to become Mr. Olympia in 2022, then I only have one thing to say to you. Bring your A game.